Bill Nees, do you think they cut guys like Stroman so they have a shot to start somewhere else and not just be a practice squad player or deep backup? I don't. Yes and no, maybe Bill, but I think mostly no. Like, if they thought he was one of their 53 best, they would have kept him. And like, that's not screwing over a player. He's still making a, NFL contract money, and he's on your roster. There's no guaranteed Stroman will get picked up, although I think he will. But yeah, if it's practice squad, if they're like, hey, like, you're not going to make our 53, go see if you can land somewhere else, and if not, we'll bring you back. Sure, but no, I think he got squeezed out. Period. I don't think it was. He's worthy. We want to keep him, but we're gonna see if he can go start somewhere else. I don't think that's the case. Subscribe to Bears Now. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. We are less than 2,500 away, guys. Let's get there ASAP. Someone earlier asked, can we get there by week 1? That's lofty. We're just days away, but hey, I would never discount Bears fans. So if you want free and daily Bears content, multiple live shows per week, live watch parties every single game day, we're the channel for you. Hit that sub button. Let's get it popping, baby. Mark Peterson, thoughts on Parsons for a first, third, and Herbert? I would probably do that. I mean, it's risky. You'd rather have a firm answer on Caleb Williams. I think we all feel really good about him. What you don't want to do is Khalil Mack this thing where you trade for a dominant edge and then you don't have the quarterback, and so it doesn't matter. I think we feel a lot better about Caleb than Mitch, but I'd probably do that deal, man. I think the Cowboys would ask for 2-1. So if a first, a third, and Herbert was on the table for him, probably pull the trigger, even though it would cost a lot. Ethan Eli, any more trades to come this year? I mean, look, we know Ryan Poles is opportunistic. We know at the trade deadline he'll definitely be sniffing around. I could see a minor trade happen over the next couple of days. Do you flip one of these running backs to a team? Certainly possible. But it's hard to know for sure. But yeah, Ryan Poles definitely is always inquiring and seeing what's available. Angry Lees, what would it take, do you think, for a team to trade for Bagent? I mean, I think the Bears are pretty bullish on him. I don't think they're looking to trade him. I don't think they're interested in trading him. If a team offered a third, would they have to listen? Absolutely. Take a third for him and bring back Brett Rippon, you could do that. But I don't think they're going to trade him this year unless there's some crazy offer that they can't refuse. I think they like him. I think he's clearly their backup, and they proved that when they cut their other two guys. So it would have to be a pretty significant offer. And is a team going to offer a third for Bagent? Probably not. I would imagine offers would be like a fifth, and I'm not trading him for a fifth right now. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Bears football is back, and this is the perfect time to get out of the house and go attend your favorite events that require you to purchase tickets online. That is where Game Time comes into play. So here's what I want you to do. Download the Game Time app right now. Create an account and use that code that you see on screen, Chat Sports. All one word, Chat Sports. It's going to get you $20 off. Your first purchase only. Terms do apply. A lot of benefits to Game Time. Views from the seats within the app. That way you know your exact vantage point of whatever tickets you purchase at whatever venue you go to, whether it's a football game, basketball game, concert, etc. You want to know what your seats look like. Super deals, which is going to give you kind of the best bang for your buck in terms of value tickets at these events. Might get, $30 off 200 level ticket level options or something like that. Game Time is where it's at. Lowest prices, guaranteed. Last minute tickets. Prices drop a lot of the time as well. Go create that account. Get out of the house. Go check out the Cubbies. They've been hot recently. Promo code Chat Sports after you create your account. $20 off your first purchase only. Terms do apply. And listen, what is it? What time is it? Oh, yeah. It's Game Time, baby. Go check them out. Tedros, so then we'll get to that super chat. If Rome and Moore are for outworking Allen, do you trade him at the deadline to a team who is banged up at receiver? I mean, I don't know what you mean by outworking. I think Keenan Allen's work has been plenty good, but I don't think Allen gets moved. The only way Allen gets traded at the deadline is if this season is a disaster in the first half, like there's some major injury or they're just really struggling and they just want to get something for him. But knock on wood, that's not the case, and I'd be stunned if that was the case. Tyler Kendrick says, wish we kept Bates. He's going to get claimed so fast. I mean, we always say that, and then half the time they don't, so we don't know for sure, but I thought he showed a lot. I mean, he every week he produced. He had 100 yards on 6 catches in the preseason. That's over 17 yards per catch, so he had some juice. So, yeah, Tyler, I agree with you, and appreciate the super chat. Brian Boom! He says, can't overreact to this. Was rooting for Bates. Most important thing is FGB. Well, that's always the most important thing. Get the FGBs in the chat for Brian. Get the FGBs. Brian, if you're watching this Q&A live, stay tuned. You just hit a little threshold for us on our live show. After this mailbag, we'll talk more. DC Viper, Bears are super light at receiver with Pettis going to IR. Do they pick someone up soon, or do they really stick with 5? I mean, some teams just carry 5. I will say this, though. 5 receivers and 3 tight ends is a little bit light. I do wonder if there's an addition at one of those 2 positions, but and maybe there's a game day call-up early in the year at one of those 2 positions. It's hard to know. They do have Velus Jones, who could play receiver, so that is kind of 6. So we got to keep that in mind. But, yeah, I'm a little surprised they went kind of on the lighter side of things at both receiver and tight end. Who do you guys think was the best Bears player to get cut? Best pure player? I think it was Greg Stroman. He's a guy who's played on Sundays and has held his own. Now, I'm not saying he was the best player from training camp to get cut, but best pure player when you factor everything in, I would say Stroman. I would not be shocked if a team signed him. But if you guys think it's him or someone else, drop his name in the comments. Adam Morrow, do you think there's a chance they can still trace Herbert since they kept Jones? Trade Herbert. Sure, but they're not just going to trade him to trade him. Like if some team's like, hey, we'll give you a 7th, I think Poles laughs at that. It would have to be at least a 5th, I think. Like, he's going to have a role if he's here. Like, he's going to get carries on Sundays. So they're not just going to give him away. So is it possible? Yes. Would I bank on it? No. Christian, what are your overall thoughts on the O-line depth? I think you got a lot of depth, especially in the interior. I mean, backup tackle's a little bit of a question mark with Borom on short-term IR, but Matt Pryor's a guy who can play both guard and tackle. I bet he serves as your swing tackle early on here, even though he played more guard this preseason. We'll see how quickly Amegadjie ramps up, but you got a lot of depth in the interior. Kramer's in the fold. Bates can play center or guard. We'll see what his health status is. Bill Murray made the team. Shout out Groundhog Day. And, yeah, I think the depth has grown steadily here on this offensive line. John Orticelli, how do you keep Noah Sewell ahead of Baskerville? I think it's draft pick fatigue. They drafted him in the 5th last year. Baskerville was undrafted. That probably got him the edge. I disagree with it. Now, maybe Sewell is a far better special teamer than Baskerville, but I'm with you. I would have kept Baskerville. That's just me. I thought he earned it. But the Bears, I don't think the Bears are saying he didn't earn it, but clearly they're saying he didn't earn it enough, I guess. I guess that's the best way I could put it. So, yeah, I was a little disappointed by that. Not shocked by it, but disappointed. All right. Thanks to everybody for tuning in to this mailbag episode. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. My name is Harrison Graham. Bear down, everybody.